Well, hi there. We're gonna,
Hello.
this is Julie and Maha, and we're gonna do a little tutorial on um, using Aweber to send a newsletter for Northwest Permaculture. Um, and should be brief. It's not planned, this is on the fly, so let me share my screen. I'm logged into Aweber. And yeah, we're going to try to do as many things in recordings as we can so that we can give this organization useful archives so people can do things. So I've made Maha and Chris, who's part of our newsletter team. What is this doing in the corner?
There's a little X above the red text in that box. You
Oh, thank
scroll up. Yep.
special team login for whoever helps with Aweber. Aweber is an email manager that helps me send email to our newsletter email list, people who have subscribed at the website to get our newsletters. Anyway, so I'm just logged in as myself rather than one of the users. My business name used to be Assurance Services. So we're going to create a message. But first, before we open up these message options, we want to make sure we're in the correct list. And I'm a grandfathered in member of Aweber, so I have lots of different lists here that I've used for different projects. And we want to make sure that we are in the NW permaculture convergence list, which we are. If we wanted to switch over to a different one, maybe permaculture, PermaBlitz Northwest Permaculture, we'd click that and it would change, hopefully. There we go. But that's not what we want. So we are in the list we want, or we will be here when I click it. Go. So that's to make sure you're in the correct list. In other words, it's a list of a whole bunch of different people's emails and addresses who have subscribed to different things. And for the Northwest newsletter, Northwest Permaculture newsletter, this is the correct one. So that's the list. Here's the messages. I have templates, template manager. I want us to use, I don't know if we can use the email. I want us to use the template that I've created and then create a draft message. Let's just go to drafts to start with. There it is. There's the template. So here's the template I've created, and I occasionally change it. I'm actually going to make a copy of it. So I'm over on the right making a copy of it. And there we have another one of them. So this one will open up by clicking on it, clicking on the name of it, template. And we'll change this, and whatever you want the subject to be, you click up here in the subject area. And these are important to use. So we'll get rid of the word template. It's no longer a template. For now, I like to use more catchy things like what is inside the newsletter, but for right now, we're going to call it NWPCC newsletter. In fact, we'll get rid of that because the from, when they get the email, the from says Northwest Permaculture. So we'll just call this newsletter June 2024. And we may change this before we send it, but for right now, that's how to change the subject line. You can do a preview text, which I just noticed, so I'm not sure. Maybe we'll talk about New Earth etiquette. I don't know, New Earth manners. Discussion June 14th, and maybe we'll say June 9th. Maybe I'll make this shorter. anyway, I want to get into the details. This is just a tutorial. June 9th, we're having a Center for Rural Livelihood gathering. Comma. Okay. So yeah, so that's what we'll show in the, let's see if we can find one here. Here's an April one. So in the April one, well, of course we have to close it. So, April newsletter. Let's just do a search for April newsletter. I was actually there where I wanted to be, sorry. So when people get this in their inbox, hello, April newsletter, where are you? I don't see it. Do you? Well, it'd be in April. So let's scroll down. April newsletter. There it is. Well, there's, okay, here it is. Well, there's, forget the RE, that was somebody responding to it, but it would say, well, no, it's not. Give me that. Sorry, like I said, this was done on the fly. April newsletter. I want to show you what a preview might look like. Gotta find
Is there a sent version on Aweber?
Is there a what?
Is there a sent button on Aweber? You can look at previous things you've sent out.
Yeah, but you won't see what it looks like in someone's inbox.
Okay.
So right here, if I mark this as unread, and I mark this as unread, here's an example of what people will see. And I'm going to get rid of my yellow search stuff. Had to refresh to get rid of it. Come back here. Is it still here somewhere? Oh, April. Are your eyes landing on it? I should have made myself pay attention to the date.
I don't see it.
April 26th. That keeps going. All right, April 26th. Why isn't there one?
On the right-hand side, you can see the date. So if you know the date, it's April 26th. You can look, might narrow it.
I don't see it. We just had it and I marked it as unread. Maybe it wasn't. Well, this is a shared document, so that's not what it would look like. Oh, or would it? No. There it is. Ta-da!
Oh, good. Okay.
Still didn't get rid of the yellow things, even refreshing. Okay, so ignore the yellow things. NW permaculture CON, that's what people will see as in the to column. And then they'll see the subject line here, Northwest newsletter April, resilient communities was actually part of the subject, but I wasn't using previews, but this part that's not bolded is where the preview would be that we had just written about Earth Manners and CRLs. But that's everything in bold here when it's unread is what they will see in the subject line. So let's go back here. Sorry that took so long. Okay, so right. So again, up here, if we were to edit the subject line, this is the bold part that they would see, and then the not bold part that follows it that would be visible in their email before they open it would be in this preview text. All right, having said that, here is the current template. And for some reason, it has just this logo, which is fine. Now this is this code here will turn into their name if they have if they have opted in, if they have subscribed with their first name, with their name. If they haven't, then it will be whatever it'll just be hello. It'll just be blank. So what we do is there's a bunch of sections in here, and you just replace this with whatever you want to write. So if we're writing about biochar, and then we this is actually an image. You don't have to use that. If we don't have an image, you don't need to use that. You can just drag some elements from here from the left. You can drag some elements here. Here's a text, and you can write about biochar there. You can affect whether it's a header, a heading, and what size the heading is. The smaller numbers are bigger. And it kind of shows you that visually. Once you get down to 3 and 4 and 5, it gets just tinier and tinier text. So that would make a header. And then we've got a second, I believe somewhere in here, we've got the happened to the text. I thought we put one here. And here we can write our text. Blah, blah, blah. And then if you wanted to add a picture, you can drag the image logo. We've already got one here, but you can, from this left side, you can take an image over here, click to edit as it says, and then over on the right, you can upload an image. So sometimes you have to go to their website and save the image as and download it to your computer and upload it here. If it's stuff about Northwest permaculture, it's possible that we've got something in the image gallery, kind of like in our website, our WordPress website, we've got the media library. But usually it's a brand new, somebody else's event usually. And so they've got a unique logo or image for their event or whatever. So that's how you use that. I like to put, I'm actually going to just make some spaces here like that. And I'm going to grab a divider line. Let's say we've written our title for biochar.
Hey, Julie.
Or sections. And then here's the second section. Let's say we're going to end up talking about the June 9th. Maybe we put that first, actually. The June 9th thing is a gathering at in Cottage Grove for the Center for Rural Livelihood. June 9th, 2024. So CRL gathering. I'm just making up stuff. We can do better than this. Maybe we want to either bold this, or maybe we want to make it a header. And then maybe we want to enter some space and then put some more text down here. And if you have more sections that you know, and you do the same thing that I just went through, if you've got more sections than you need, feel free to just trash them, delete. We don't need that section. Okay. I probably need to rewrite this that's already written about the speaker series. We're kind of having a speakers. I guess, you know what, the June 14th one, Maha, I'm getting into details here rather than just doing a tutorial, but we could call that a speaker series, and we could put the June 14th invite to our Zoom discussion.
With Terry Wild on Earth Etiquette?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. And then I think on this next sand, we also want to get her, I can't write very fast. I think we also want to get her June 16th thing on here. So that would be an event, and I guess it would go in one of these sections up here, the June 16th thing.
Got it.
We can move things around to, I believe there's a way to, probably this. Yeah, this little cross thing allows you to, we want to put that above it so that things are in date order. Okay. Yeah, and then I might change logos every once in a while. Rewrite this, but basically I'll go over it before we send it for now until I get someone who kind of wants to do this sort of content creation in the newsletter. And I'm happy to share that task with people for sure. But while I'm training people and we sort of explore different processes and styles of writing, it's and the way we get things done and everything, for now, I'll be reading it before we, now we'll test it to finish that sentence. We'll do a save down here. You've got save and exit or save, but we've also got preview and test. So I'm just going to hit save down below on the lower right, saved. And I'm going to click preview and test up here. Okay, we've given it a new sub. We made a copy of the template. We've given it a subject line. We've written some content. We have a lot more writing to do on this one, but let's say we're ready to test it. We're pretty close here. So you can add any name you want in here. In fact, if you want the whole team to look at it, we can use our, to read it, and we have a team email newsletter permaculture.org. That will go to Maha and myself and Chris Lee and Brad Smith and whoever is on the newsletter team. And so we can all get the test, and we'll just say Julie testing. That's a good name for now. And we don't need to tag it. Let's not go over tags right now. And then we're going to send the test message. This will actually send it to this email address. This email address forwards to everyone who's on the team. So it will come to both of us, Maha.
Okay, sounds good.
Clicking send test message. Your test, up in green, it said your test message is sent. Disappeared real quick.
Is there an option to do that for the blog too, so that it can make it easier for me to show you when I finish stuff instead of meeting?
Yeah, we can go over that with there's not something you send by email with the blog. But we can find a way to do that. I mean, if anyone who can log in can send the link to even if it's not published, but there's also things we can do. We're sort of getting off of Aweber here, but we can do things with the WordPress website, northwestpermaculture.org, like publish it for preview only and things like that. But the simple thing is, if if you want to share it with me, I know how to log in and look at a preview. So you can just, send me a link if you wanted to do that. Any way you wanted, Telegram or text or email. All right, so we just did a test, and you can see it's coming from NW Permaculture Con. There's the subject, newsletter June 2024, and here's the preview, June 9th, CRL gathering, New Earth Manners discussion. Maybe we can even put the date here. Maybe we make that 6/9/24, and we make this 6/14. Anyway, so this is why we test. We can see what it looks like in advance before we send it to the whole list. And you can see I sent it to all at newsletter.northwestpermaculture.org, and you'll have one of these too in your email because you're in that group that gets forwarded to us. So when we send the newsletter, it will be coming from info@Northwest Permaculture. Right now it's sent to everyone who's getting forwarded on that. So that's how that works. This is called a header. I forgot the name of that yesterday, an email header. Yeah, and you can see, does it say anything about Aweber? It doesn't really, does it? Anyway, subject signed by, security standard, important. Anyway, and there it is. That's what it would look like if we sent it as it is right now. If we left this blank, it would just say hello. I mean, if I hadn't have filled in, you could do that. We could try sending a test without filling in the name and just hit send test sometime, and you'll see what this looks like. It'll be just whatever, you know, it's whatever we write after hello. Let's go back to editing. Back to editor is up here in the right. Back to editor. So whatever we write after here, hello, first name, hello. Now we don't want to say and, because that would be hello and. I've written up different, I have to see what different things I've written so that it works out whether they have a name or not. But in this case, it would just be hello, space, comma. Maybe we get rid of the comma actually. So there's no space. But that's how the test works. And you can see we still have some writing to do, but that's how the sections will look. The image would show here. Here's the content, blah, 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 blah. I probably would add more space, but after the header, before the content. And look at this. I would say this needs a lot more space after hello, name, space, space, biochar, space, space, text, blah, 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 image, divider. There's the next thing, right? And then we write some content, etc. So that's what it would look like. Ta-da. And that is basically how we do it by hand. Now there is an automated way, but that would only require setting it up and testing in Aweber. Once we're happy with how often it checks what's on the website. See if I can get the website up. It will, the automated way of sending newsletters is to say we wanted to check for new content. Let's just make up something right now. Whatever frequency we want, let's just say once a week. Once a week, we check for new content. If there's any new content on the newsletter page, it will send whatever new content is here. So in other words, once we get it set up, the only thing we'll need the team to do is make blog posts like these.
Gotcha.
You see how these were
Yep.
featured images. That's why these have images. So we need to work on why these last ones lost the featured image. But basically, that's it for Aweber's tutorial. I'm going to actually go over it one more time. If I wanted to get out of here, let's just go down to the bottom right, save and exit, and look at that one more time real quick. A quick summary is you log in. Once I make you a team member, you log in with your password. And you had to come up with your own password. Did you successfully do that? How did that work for you, Maha?
On Aweber?
Yeah.
Aweber never let me like get to that point. I got the invitation and then I had to call the number, then they were closed, so I'm gonna try it again. Or using the website chat.
Could you bring that up right now on your side, and I'll let you share your screen?
Sure. Yeah. Just give me 1 second.
I can't tell that I'm sharing the correct screen. You've been seeing my moving around in Aweber, right?
Yeah, I have.
Oh, good, because
I would have said something. Don't worry.
as my screen share looks like it's over on my second screen. But anyways, while you're pulling that up, once you're logged in, you make sure you're on the correct list, active list, Northwest Permaculture Convergence. That's where we send newsletters, mostly. We also have event update that
Mhm.
people have signed up to
What's that?
specifically for our convergences. But mostly we just send things to Northwest
Okay.
Permaculture Convergence.
Some chips, cheesy chips.
And then the next thing is to, you want to
Okay.
mute, let's see if I can mute you there.
So there's one thing that's happening. Okay, so when I'm trying to share my screen right now, it says that only the host can share in this
Right.
meeting.
Let me just finish this one little quick summary and I'll stop sharing. You can share.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so you're in the correct list. You click on messages, you click on drafts, you take the template and you create a copy of it. And I think there's different ways of doing that. I don't think you have to check it. I think you just come over here to make a copy over to the right of the eye, and you copy it to open it. Once you have two of these templates, you open it by clicking on one of them and change the subject, write the email, save and exit, and do all that stuff in the right, lower right. The testing, the preview, and testing is up in the upper right. Send yourself an email, go check the email, see what you need to change, come back to Aweber and edit, keep editing. that's the whole tutorial. So let me stop sharing. And you should, let me make sure you can share. Multiple participants can share. Okay, now you can share.
Okay. All right.
And let me
Sharing
see.
my
So this,
screen.
what she's sharing is the email she got when I went in to Aweber and signed her up as a team member to be able to edit Aweber, log in and edit.
Oh, I think the invitation isn't valid anymore. Would you mind sending me
Yeah.
the thing again?
Okay, the first one, you've been invited. Let's see. Where is it? You've been invited to join an Aweber account. Russ Piskarczyk is my partner, and he's actually on the Aweber account too. And my company name is Assurance Services. So it won't be from Julie, it'll be from Russ Piskarczyk has invited you to join my company, Assurance Services, and get started by creating your Aweber profile. And basically, to explain this, I feel like if I'm recording here and other people will see it, I'm using something that I've been involved in for several decades. I'm one of the original users of Aweber, which is with my company before I ever met Northwest Permaculture. So I use my Aweber account to, oop, it went away. Could you go back? I want to read that again. I use my Aweber account with lots of different projects and companies, volunteer work, whatever we need to, whatever I need to send subscriber list newsletters. So I offer Aweber to different companies, but my original company from decades ago was Assurance Services. Okay, get started by creating your Aweber profile. So you have to create your profile when I create you as a team member. If you're already in Aweber, you're not usually. And then you join the account. So when you click join account, that's when you got that other message. What happens when you click that join
Yeah,
account?
it told me that the link isn't invalid.
Huh. And then you went to one of these options below.
Oh, yesterday it was valid. It's just expired, that's all. So
Oh,
you would just have to re-invite me. That's why I stopped sharing, so you could do that.
now one of the could you go back to that again? Start a preview.
Sure.
Down to the bottom, it says, could you move me, the picture of me up to the top? Sweet. There we go. Okay, where it says need help in the gray at the bottom. Contact your
Yeah.
live customer. Award-winning 24/7 support is available by email, by live chat, or you can call. So the live chat doesn't have a link here, but it is my favorite way, and they are amazing. They have 24/7 support with the chat and with the email, and they have hours for if you want to call them. No matter how you reach out to them, they're very responsive, very helpful. They're the best support of any tech I've ever seen. So I highly recommend you learn how to use the live chat. And I think before I finish this tutorial, I'm gonna actually ask you to stop sharing, and I'm gonna show you where to find the chat, the live chat. Okay, are we back on my Aweber?
Yep.
Okay. So down here, once you're logged in, I mean, there's lots of places. I think down in their footer, there's 24/7 help. Well, let's go through there because there's also this. Well, let's just, I think even when you're logged out, there's the 24/7 help and support down in their footer of their website. Here we have, they usually have frequently asked question categories and things like that. This would send an email. Welcome to the VIP line. You'd fill in your email address. It looks like I don't have the all in there because that's for just team members. You can have them call you, it looks like. You write them a subject line. So that all of that would send them an email, right? But the chat is over here where it says live chat. It's got the two bubbles. And so you just click that, and this is wonderful. They are almost always there. Now, sometimes you start with AI and you have to ask for an agent or an expert or an operator or something like that. And you can change your name to whoever you are, it's fine. You can use the all at newsletter email if you want. And there, look, I've got a live person already. I didn't even see the AI's response. I didn't read it. But Kervin is one of the people who's helped. There's lots and lots of people. They are all incredibly knowledgeable. You can even ask for the same person again. You can start the chat. They let you save the chat. Oh, it's not, send transcript. So they can email you a reminder, and they'll send you images and they'll send you links, and you can ask them any question. They're wonderful, wonderful. I just love the chat support. And it's the same crew that helps if you call in. If you want to call in. So that's the chat. We won't bother Kervin right now. But here's another way to get to it. You start with AI and you ask for an agent or an expert. And once you're logged in, to my account anyway, you get premium support. So that's that. Any questions, or was that a pretty good tutorial?
Yeah, that was pretty good. I liked it. I think side note, for me personally, I think what I can do is I'm focused on the blog stuff today, so
Right.
I'll do the blog stuff, and I'll get to that. I have the content for both of them, so I'll make those previews and send them to you on Telegram. And then in the meantime, while I'm getting some tech support from Aweber, I think you can take care of the newsletter once I finish the blog posts, and then I can figure out what's going on with my account.
Okay, right. Yeah, that sounds like the best plan for today. So in the
Yeah.
future, we'll do this, and we're still recording, so this is a part of the tutorial. We're trying
Okay.
that's all
Sorry,
fine.
I'm just
Yeah.
spilling my dirty laundry
Oh,
everywhere.
no. It's not your dirty laundry. It's fine. No, I mean, this is what it's like building a team. We need to be able to plan things and know where we're communicating. Like Maha likes telegrams, so we're actually in a telegram for the newsletter, but we can do texts, we can call each other, we can, wherever it is, we can do emails. We use Google Docs a lot. Each of our newsletters is in a Google Doc to start with. And I can actually screen share that real quick. But basically we're developing a process in another Google Doc. Where is it? Newsletter website team plan. Yeah, so I can open up that one too. And this is like a process. What's our communication and availability as you join the team? How we collect the content, whether it's events and blog post content, and then about creating the website content as a blog post, how we work with Google Drive. This is a Google Doc, for example. Here's stuff about, you know, working in building a newsletter in Aweber itself, which is what we just did the tutorial on. And then we actually want to set up deadlines, like right now, the last Friday of the month or the second to last Friday of the month. I'm not sure how that will work. We'll plan on sending, no, it was the other way, wasn't it? We'll plan on sending the last Friday of the month, and the Monday before that will be the deadline for people to send in their content of whatever they want to be on the newsletter. So we will be doing this in advance. This time is we're winging it to try to get it out quickly, and Maha has been great. Logos and pictures, login information. So this is our website team kind of process or plan. And then I'm going to click over to another Google Doc. Generally, we kind of write and plan together collaboratively on a Google Doc, one Google Doc per newsletter. This is assuming we will only have one. We might have two June newsletters. If we have two, I'll date this, you know, first June newsletter, whatever, something like that. Yeah, in case we do first June newsletter. There we go, title. And from the things that people send to us, that different events, their permaculture events and gatherings and projects, we create sort of a timeline. This is not best organized, but it's got dates, June 9th, June 14th, June 15th, June 16th, June 20th. And then we have other people who actually help write the content, like I believe Terry's helping Catherine Alexander's content here. And some of the content can be written right here on the Google Doc. And then Maha or myself or someone can go make a blog post out of it and can send a newsletter on a regular frequency. So that's also a part of what we're doing. I'm gonna stop sharing. And I think I will stop the recording. And